Today on the channel from McFarlane Toys, we got the Detective 27 Batman Regular and Platinum Edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another DC McFarlane Toys unboxing and review. And today on the channel from Detective Comics, issue number 27, we got a double dose of Batman with the regular and platinum edition. But for all your Batman needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We got Mark Summers on the couch today. Todd, I don't know where he is. Mark, any idea? Oh, you locked him out of the house. That's a power move. It's all about power moves with McFarlane and of course, Mark Summers. Dare I forget your name for a second there. Those guys have been going at it, playing footsie, all kinds of stuff. And apparently Todd McFarlane been locked out of the house for this one. He's not going to be happy with you. You know he loves a Batman unboxing, but we power on. We power on, we gain all the courage, we get all fired up, and we unbox the McFarlane Batmans here today. So Mark, feel free to chime in wherever you need to. Whoa, starting in hot, okay. Well, Mark Summers said these figures are absolutely stupid and they're the same figure twice with just a little bit of paint difference. Nobody would want these. That's a mouthful, Mark Summers. Taking that physical challenge early here today. But Mark, we're going to keep it unwrapped, if you know what I mean. But we're going to unwrap both of these figures here. You can have your opinion, I can have mine, and we'll see what mine is very shortly here. But of course, Platinum Edition, Regular Edition. Let's start Regular Edition first. How about Batman Detective Comics 27 right here? It looks familiar. We know who this is, but it definitely looks different. Unless you're my grandpa, who maybe read this when he was a little kid, or however old he was at the time. But definitely a different look, especially with those pinkish purple gloves on Batman here. Definitely a different look if there ever was one. As usual, 11 and under, get the heck out of here. We don't want anything a part of you. DC Multiverse there, big bubble window, 22 points articulation. Detective Comics 27, Batman right there, DC Multiverse as well. And on the back, a very classic comic book cover. Longtime comic fans, a lot of people know, they see this, they know all about that first appearance of Batman, looking good there. But let's get it out of the package. Let's see what's going on with old Mark Summers leading the charge from the couch today. See you later. Goodbye. And Mark, one thing I respect about you, you always got like a shirt and a tie on. You always look really nice over there, especially when you're on the couch. I definitely appreciate you dressing up for the occasion, where Todd sometimes doesn't even put on pants, as we do know. He's always up to no good from that couch, of course. There it is. See you later. Oh, brutal. What are we doing here? We're going to try that again. A little see you later. Goodbye, 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 see you later. DC McFarlane stand. Mark, we'll see it before. We've seen it before. We'll see it again, as we do know. And then we get Batman Detective Comics 27. Real name Bruce Wayne. And we'll only have to read this once. It's going to be the same thing between these. Batman has dedicated his life to endless crusade, a war on all criminals in the name of his murdered parents. We've seen this before. This is all rehashed. You know, I'd be giving Todd a hard time right now, saying you can't do a different card for every single time. Come on, Todd, what are we doing? But he's doing a crusade in the name of his murdered parents, who were taken from him when he was just a child. Since that tragic night, he was trained his body, his mind, to near physical perfection to be a self-made superhero. He's developed an arsenal of technology that would put most armies to shame, and he's assembled teams of his fellow heroes, like the Justice League and the Outsiders in the name of the murdered parents. Bruce Wayne wages war, eternal war, on the criminals of Gotham City. He is vengeance. He is the night. He is the Batman. There it is right there. Plastic Prison. Oh my gosh. Soft goods cape. Where's Todd to give him his flowers on that one? Soft good cape on this one. Plastic Prison looking good. Twist tie there. Twist tie there. Todd, we're learning. And it's a hard habit to break. No Todd there. Mark, Todd's learning here. Just 2 twist ties on this one. I'm here for that all day long. Looking good, of course. Pull him out there. And now we got that Cambodian cannibal tape. Always dangerous. Always made with the organs of victims in Cambodia. Shout out to Cambodia. I don't know if you guys watch out. You don't want to be turned into tape, as we do know, as I'm dropping hands dropping things. Oh, it's just a mess. Just a mess right there. And then we get this deadly wrench, which can't wait to talk about that. A very exciting accessory. See you later. Goodbye. All right, Plastic Prison. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to strut and stroll with old Batman from Detective Comics 27. Now, very striking here with these purplish gloves. Very interesting, very Joker-like is what we got going on. But he's got two fists of fury over here. He's ready for some punches and bunches. He's got open hands over here. He's going to fly, I guess. He thinks he's Superman or something. Then we got the maniacal hands going on here, a little bit of gripping hands. Very weird hands as well, very small, very wrinkly. I don't know what he's been up to. Maybe he's been in the tub too long. He's been sitting in that bathtub all day long like Todd McFarlane did. Remember I told you that story, Mark, about Todd sitting up in the bathtub? My wife's got this fancy bathroom. I guess it's our bathroom, but it's really her bathroom. I take a shower in it, but she's got the beautiful, nice shower, and then she's got the big tub that sits like above ground, and got the chandelier above it. She's really just a step away from lighting the candles and having a relaxing night, really, at all times. But Todd, one time, ventured up into my wife's bathroom. He was in there all day. Who knew? And he kept turning the hot water on every couple of minutes, you know, heating up the tub. And he'd be sitting in there, and Todd came out like a prune in there. My wife walked into him there, and he didn't even think anything of it. Oh, hey, Angie, sit down, chat with me. I'm just sitting here in the tub. Very awkward, but we've learned to love Todd McFarlane. Shout out to Todd. Good people. Great people? Maybe. Mark, you're good people, though. He does come with this wrench, one of the greatest weapons of all time. A plumber's best weapon, of course. You ever see Mario on The Day Job? He was swinging this thing around back in the day. So is Luigi as well, but it's a little like wrench going on here. And I guess if you need a weapon, here it is. So very interesting. I haven't read Detective Comics 27. I've seen the cover and stuff. I've never read it, but apparently he swings a mean wrench in that one, I'm guessing. But here it is, old school Batman. Definitely a different look to it right here. I'm pretty sure there's some reuse in this one here. I'm not smart enough off the top of my head to say, oh yeah, this is Batman, whatever, but definitely probably some reuse in this one. A good sized body for Batman, not too overly powerhouse, not too overly skinny, kind of just in the middle, and that's about right for this one. He does got a little bit of the head down disease. I do notice that on this. His head does not, gotta push it a little. But he does got a head, of course, articulation on the head, as you can imagine. Big old bat ears there, of course, the big cowl and a very stoic face. Very chalky, once again. I'd give Todd a hard time about that. He's got a little chalky in the face. Not a Batman that sees a lot of sun, though, as we can see. Very small chest Batman logo. Of course, that's how he started with the smaller one, so it is on brand for what it's representing. He does got the utility belt with all kinds of different stuff on there in yellow. And then he's got the black tights on. Of course, the black boots going on as well. And then, of course, the purplish gloves, which are a very interesting look for sure. We'll talk about that a little bit with a different color on the Platinum Edition here shortly. But he does look really, really good. But, man, how about this soft goods cape? Very Cassandra Cain. We unboxed that on the channel fairly recently, the gold label Target. But how cool is this with this going on? Just gives an extra bit of class to this figure. Absolutely love the wired capes McFarlane's are giving us. They're not reinventing the wheel. There's tons of toy companies that give us wired capes, but they've given us a very nice wire, very plain Jane, but very easy to use. And man, I am here for that. I'm here for these wired capes. We don't get a lot of soft goods from McFarlane. Maybe that is changing here with some of these figures, but I really do like the black cape on this one. Feels a little bit interesting in the material. It's not like a soft cloth or anything like that, but boy, it gets the job done. Very, very nice Batman cape here. No issues with that. Now, the arms do go around, of course. Butterfly shoulders, bicep cut, double jointed elbows, hands back, forth, side to side. Head very tight. The tightest articulation on this one is the head, which is interesting. Do get the hula hoop at the top, plus traditional waist. Big old Batman splits, going way back in the day to those splits. Legs go up, double jointed knee, of course. Ankles back and forth, side to side. A little bit sideways in the leg department on this one, though. It might be just mine a little bit. Might just have to straighten it out a little bit. But an interesting look nonetheless. And of course, he fits on the McFarlane stand, I can imagine. Yes, he does. And once again, that extra good soft goods with the wire cape really takes this one to the next level. This one's cool enough as is. It is a moment in time. It's a deep cut Batman. Is it a deep cut? I guess it kind of is, but it's kind of not at the same time. It's one of those ones. But it does look very, very cool, very stunning. And if you're a hardcore Batman fan, like Todd McFarlane, who's not here, he's locked up outside, he definitely would have this in his collection, and I'm sure he does, of course. So a good-looking figure here. Now we turn our attention to the Platinum Edition. Probably run through this one pretty quick. It's the exact same figure with just some color differences, but you can see the Platinum, of course, Chase sticker there, looking interesting. DC McFarlane, 12 and up, of course, 22 points of articulation. Detective Comics, 27, 27. Same thing on the back as well, the big blown-up image of the comic book, of course. So not a lot of wheel being reinvented with this one, but that is kind of like the Platinum Editions. It's kind of how they end up going most of the time. See you later. Goodbye. And can I get the card out and the stand? Oh my gosh, the rookie moves continue. What are we doing here? Oh, it's see you later. It's with Todd not being here. It's throwing me off. Mark, I love having you here. I love hearing your stories. I love that story you told me the other day when you went to the Tootsie Roll factory on Unwrapped, and it was amazing. It changed your life. We talked a little bit about the time you went to the Oreo factory. I've been to that factory. When I worked for Oreo back in the day, I got a tour of those kind of plants and stuff. So it's always fun doing that. And it's always fun really talking to you, Mark. At the end of the day, childhood friend, of course. See you later. Goodbye. Always wanted to be on Double Dare. Never happened for whatever reason. DC McFarlane Stan told you we'd see it again. Same thing with this card. We already saw it. Don't need to show it again. Same thing, same backing, same everything. But Mark, I remember as a little kid, I went out to Universal Studios. I said, man, if I could just meet Mark Summers, if I could just give him a high five, maybe a hug, it would change my life. You weren't there. You were nowhere to be seen. Who knows where you were, Mark? But there it is. There is old Batman 27. You can see the differences there. Instead of the purple, we got the blue going on. He's rocking the blue. Ooh, I might like this one better, actually. We'll see what ends up happening here. We'll pop it out. We first got to get through that Cambodian tape. Not always easy. You know, the Joker's tough to beat. Clayface is tough to beat. But so is that tape, as we've seen on the channel here. Now, we do get the same exact wrench, so we don't really need to walk through the wrench. Same exact thing we saw before. Same color, even, which I think is interesting. Pop that through. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. You just wouldn't imagine the cleanup after a Saturday and Sunday of all-day video filming. A lot of cleanup over here on this channel, as you can imagine. But getting down to business here, exact same hands this time. Blue gloves instead of the purplish gloves. So pick your poison there. For me, I prefer blue. I love a blue color, so I like this. And right off the bat, I think I do prefer this one. I know, well, Todd's not here. Mark, what do you prefer? Purple, really? You look like a guy that would prefer purple. I'm just saying, you look like a purple guy. I'm a blue guy, though, at the end of the day. But definitely the same figure going on, except a little bit more color going on. You got the same kind of outfit, the same everything, really, except you get the extra blue on the head. You get the blue in the hands, of course. The blue on the boots looking different. And then the cape is the big difference. Black on the outside, blue on the inside. This kind of brings me back to the Superpowers, Super Friends Batman with kind of that blue color as well. Very, very nice, though, figure. Now, articulation, as you can imagine, exact same as this one, so there's no differences between the two. He's got the two Fists of Fury here. As usual, you guys know what I do with these Chase and regular editions. You mix them up. One of these one's going to hold the wrench. One's going to be two Fists of Fury. Different hands. Make them as different as you possibly can. Yes, there's color differences, but there's some little things you can do to make them even more different, and that's what I'll do with this Batman as well. But between the two, I got to prefer the one with blue. I think I just prefer blue, and blue, of course, is the Platinum Chase, so be on the lookout for that at your local Target, if that is your kind of thing. And he does fit, of course, on a Mattel. Mattel? How about a McFarlane? Yeah, I'm all flustered without Todd on the couch. I feel like something's missing here. But he does fit on the McFarlane stand, as you can imagine right there. The Tale of Two Batmans. Oh my gosh. Batman Central over here on the channel as of late, on the Kyle Peterson 2.0 channel, but two really, really fun ones. Just hitting Targets right now, maybe other stores in the future, but Target and their new latest resets, these are starting to hit, so be on the lookout for them if that is your thing. But there it is, Detective Comics 27, Batman ×2. What are your guys' thoughts? Pickups, passes, long games, no games, the physical challenge game? Oh, I had to get it in there. Had to get it in there, Mark Summers. Let me know your thoughts on these two Batman figures in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day on both YouTube channels. We got early access on Patreon, tons of stuff on Patreon, t-shirts at Pro Wrestling Tees, books at Amazon, and of course, Barnes & Noble, the complete guide to the Jakks Class Superstar Series. And you can follow me on social media, SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Batman ×2 and Mark Summers, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.